Hey guys, I'm Nito King. This is going to be the final King's Quest bonus video. And I really don't want to have to try to talk over these guys, but they're not giving me a choice.
Get him!
No!
I could shut them up, but I'm not going to. So my plan for this one is, because it's such a short chapter, I'm just going to play through the whole thing and show you all the different things that can go wrong. Like, you can't plug in the device ahead of time. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the magic wand here.
Nice try, sweetie.
Drat it. I just should have been more decisive.
See, I think that's kind of unfair. I didn't actually get an opportunity to use the magic wand. She just appeared there.
Rosella! No! Don't! No, stop! Don't! Oh, in the name of Grigor Samson, no! Oh, no! Don't do it! Oh, no, no, no!
Oops.
Gotta love the detailed game over messages that they started using in this era. Anyway, time to move on and actually get this puzzle right, which I really hate to admit it, but this was the puzzle that stumped me. I managed to get through the whole rest of the game with nothing but my wits and my general adventure gaming common sense, but I hadn't had to examine an item other than one item in Chapter 1 and one in Chapter 2, and then nothing until this point in the game. So that's why I didn't figure that out. I've also never figured out why Militia just sends Edgar and Rosella off to other parts of the game, when every other time you do something wrong in this chapter, she kills them. Why doesn't she just kill them there? I mean, I guess villain philosophy or something, but it just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, here I am trying to make sense out of King's Quest, the series that gave us Mask of Eternity. But so, you can't skip anything except for that one scene where Edgar picks up Valenice, so we gotta watch them put the cobweb over the thing. I cut out about 1.5 minutes here, or actually I think 2 minutes in this scene, of just standing around waiting for something to happen. It takes absolutely forever. There's no excuse for not figuring out this puzzle.
That's obviously not a safe place to stay. I should have gotten out of there and fast.
Alright, so let's proceed to go ahead and do the whole getting out of there fast thing. Even though it doesn't really need to be fast at all, as you'll see. Now, Frankomatic dug his way through the wall with a shovel. But you'll notice it's such a soft wall, she can dig her way out by hand. And the only thing I can figure is maybe the patches on this version. You know, the same thing that gave us extra time to deal with a firecracker in Chapter 5 might cause this timer to be skewed. But I doinked around in this corridor for something like 10 minutes, waiting for the timer to run out so I could show you the game over for that. And nothing happened at all. So I just left the game sitting for another 2 minutes. Still nothing. So I said, okay, it must not be happening. I cut the recording, and then it happened. So I had to go back through all that other stuff again to get to this point, so that I could record that game over. I mean, I guess I didn't really need to do that, but yeah, Rosella kind of grunts a lot in this chapter, but if you didn't get the flower in Chapter 4 and bring it with you here, then that one's growing out of the window. It's exactly the same item, it just takes another couple of steps to get to it, and presumably in another version of the game the timer's still running, so if you dug with your hands and got the flower, you might not have time to get through the door. Speaking of getting through the door, that's the other thing that you need to bring with you from Chapter 4, the knowledge of how to get the door open. So of course I'm going to get it wrong. Have to do that. the utter ridiculousness of it is baffling. Especially since, like I said, if you're doing something, even just walking around, the timer never runs out. So, once again, I return to this corridor, and then I cut out about a minute and a half this scene, I think, just to get to what is either the best or the worst game over message in gaming history. I'll let you guys be the judge.
Oh, I fought the lava and the lava won. I just should have moved faster.
Yep. So we'll just get this door open and proceed with the rest of the chapter. There's not really a whole lot of stuff you can screw up here. And I don't know if it's particularly interesting, but there is one thing you can do at the very end of the chapter that Frankomatic missed. And I think if he had done that, then I would have ended the video right there. Because the rest of it just isn't interesting enough to stand on its own, I think. But if I had done that, I probably would have just tacked it on to the end of the Chapter 5 video instead of making a completely separate video. So, just kind of funny the way things work out. And if you watch the volcano model in the background in this scene, you can actually see the lava going down as he fixes the machine here. See, there it goes. I don't think anybody ever notices that. But, yeah, touching reunion. This is all pretty much stuff we've seen before.
I thought I'd never
so.
see you again.
I don't know. I suppose I
I'm
could grab
so
the
sorry.
King's Quest novel
I saw
and
the castle
read
and I
some more,
jumped
but
into
I'm
sea
not
and
sure
the
there's
Troll
anything
King,
else
Edgar,
interesting
well,
to say
he just-
about it, so...
Edgar?
Yes, there's kind of a funny story from last night. See, got my birthday coming up tomorrow. You know, it's, Alicia's here. You're gonna have to...
No, you'll not touch her.
Out of my way, whelp! I enslaved your little mind once. Don't think I'll be so kind this time.
Never again, Alicia.
It's like, oh, that's gonna intimidate her. Watch carefully. Edgar shot first. I'm pretty sure that's a Star Wars reference of some kind, but I never really cared enough to figure out what they're talking about. And he turns his back on her for some reason. So, time to use the device.
Drat it. I just should have been more decisive.
See, I thought she was plenty decisive, but it was more of a, it ain't got no gas in it kind of thing. So, we gotta watch the whole scene again. Can't skip this stuff. But, yeah, the story about last night. See, my brother and I have got this tradition. We usually take each other out for birthday dinner. And, you know, whoever's birthday it isn't will treat the one whose birthday it is. And we were trying to remember this restaurant where he said he had gotten some good food with some friends at a birthday party in the past. Couldn't think of it, so we just kind of fell back on Olive Garden, which is alright. But we ordered an appetizer that normally comes with tomatoes on it, and we ordered it without tomatoes. It comes out, and there's still tomatoes in it, kind of half buried in it.
No.
So we send it back to get one without tomatoes. They bring it back out. We start digging in it, and there's the tomatoes. They just picked most of them out and buried the rest. So, yeah. At this point, I was trying to find an Easter egg or something. Just anything that I could do with any item. Like, use the extra life early, wake Edgar up, make him with a flower. Nothing.
Drat it. I just should have been more...
So, you know, finally, we do get our appetizer without the tomatoes on it. And we're already halfway done with our entrees at that point. They don't make us pay for the appetizer. But the funny thing is, I don't think we've actually paid for appetizers in months. because something always goes wrong. And if we order an appetizer, something goes wrong with the appetizer. Every time. It's just kind of one of those funny things. It happens once or twice, you don't think too much of it, but it's happened to us so often. We really started to think that, my brother at least is cursed. If I'm alone, I don't have too many problems, but I rarely go out to eat on my own. I just don't see the point, sitting at home playing these adventure games all the time. But, the moral of the story is, I had pizza for lunch today, and I was actually planning to do this review while eating the pizza. So I'm eating pizza. It was 99-cent slices because it's a weekday, and it's pretty good pizza, but I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it all. I'm just going to play the game. Yeah, I wouldn't do that to you guys. Maybe Mask of Eternity, because I'm going to have a lot of time to fill with that one. But here's the part where Frankomatic missed what you're supposed to do at this point. So you've used the device to turn Militia into a baby. In comes the yappy dog that's been a real son of a bitch, literally, through the entire game. He starts yapping at you. And then you get one brief window in which you can do something. And, Nintendo-era sound effects. And then, this is the point where I'd use the extra life to revive Edgar if I cared at all about Rosella's happiness, but I don't. This game pissed me off in so many ways, particularly going back to it after all these years. So, I'm done with King's Quest for now. See you guys in Mask of Eternity.